Hi. In today's lesson, I'm gonna be doing my makeup with just powders. That's it, 100% just powders, aside from lips, obviously, and brows, simply because I could not find my brow powders anywhere, and I just don't want to fuck with eyeshadow. So we're gonna start off with the face. I applied just some sunscreen. I used the Tizo. This is my favorite. It's the tinted one. I don't know, whatever. They have one that isn't tinted. So for foundation, I'm gonna start off with my foundation, and I'm gonna be using the Bare Minerals Golden Fair. This is number 4. This is kind of like what inspired this whole video, because I had been wanting to try this for a while because I do tend to get very oily in the summertime, and when it's hot out, I just don't want to put liquid products on my face. I just can't. Like I watch a lot of summer makeup tutorials and there are always like lots of liquids, and I'm like, oily people out there could not relate. So this is obviously, it's a powder. So I'm gonna be applying this with a brush. I'm gonna use this little guy from Makeup Forever because I don't have any Bare Minerals brushes. This is the 112 Wavy. It's just kind of like a really condensed little kabuki. And I have a bunch of product in the cap, so I'm literally just gonna, I'm gonna buff, tap, and swirl, or whatever that used to be. I remember my mom always used Bare Minerals like back in the day. Wait, buff, tap, and swirl? What's the difference between buffing and swirling? Wait, swirl, tap, and buff? I don't remember, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so I'm just literally gonna start working this into my skin. And this is gonna be an experiment because I have used this product, but I definitely haven't used it for like a full face. I'm also super nervous about concealer because we're not using any creams. And these under eyes are not super excited about it. This color might actually be a little bit dark for me typically. I did get a little bit of sun exposure like a couple weekends ago, but I think once I go in with the concealer, it'll go a lot better. I do kind of feel like I have to pick up a lot. I wonder if this brush was a bad idea. Maybe I should have used something a little bit more loose. I don't really know. So far, the only thing that I don't like love is I feel like the brush like really pulls on my skin. All right, I feel as far as foundation goes, it looks really nice, like very natural. For concealer, I did pick up Well Rested Classic, Bare Minerals Under Eye Brightening. Oh, these are all SPF, by the way. This is SPF 15 and the concealer is SPF 20. So it looks very similar to the foundation when I look at the color. It is actually a little bit lighter. I'm gonna use my MAC 240S brush, which is what I typically use to set my under eyes. I'm really fucking nervous about this because, like, I mean, when I look at the monitor, I feel like my under eye circles don't look as bad to you guys, but goddamn, they're bad. So for concealer, I'm just going to pick up the product, tap it in the cap, and kind of like pat it, sort of like the same deal. Swirl, tap, and buff. I don't fucking know. I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to get enough coverage out of this without like it making my under eyes look really dry. So. It's actually pretty decent coverage for like natural, but I do want to do like makeup, you know what I mean? Like I don't want this to just be, because when I first thought of doing this look, I was like, well, I'm not gonna be able to get as much coverage as I normally do. So maybe I should just do like a very natural look. But I was like, no, fuck that. Like I wanna be able to like wear this or do this for people who wanna like wear a smoky eye or like wear eyeshadow, you know? All right, I need a up close look at this shit. I'm like a little, you know what I mean? Cause like you can't really color correct when you're using powders, only powders, obviously. Not that you can't color correct with this powder concealer, you can, but part of this experiment for me is to only use powders. So I'm also just like kind of worried about building up coverage with like creating cake, you know, like very, very dry. I'm gonna try a little bit to just do some strategic concealing. I do really like how natural this looks. Just coverage like around my nose here. I like to brighten up this area. I'm gonna pop it like down here. It is brightening. I do like this powder concealer, and it is actually like a really nice option for setting concealer. Like if you're using a small amount of concealer and then you want to set it with this, it just adds like a little bit more coverage and a little bit more brightening. Just strategic placement to highlight certain areas of my face right now. And then I'm going to take that on my eyelids a little bit to kind of like to prep for the eyeshadow that I want to do. It does give a very good coverage, and it is very brightening. And what I like about it is that it doesn't really feel like super drying, you know? This is kind of exciting. I don't know if I'm super happy with my under eyes, but we're gonna continue and just see what happens. You know, because I just don't really, I don't want to go in with too much powder because I don't want to look crazy. It does reflect light nicely. It's for the sake of the experiment. It's for the sake of the experiment. I think BH discontinued the Nude Rose palette, which is a shame because I really do like it. I am going to use it. I saw it at like random places, like I think Urban Outfitters or something. But if you can get your hands on the NYX contouring palette, that's a really good one. So to contour, I'm gonna use this little Wet n Wild brush. Yeah, so this is the Wet n Wild P77 brush, I don't know. And I'm gonna be using the BH Cosmetics Nude Rose palette. I'm gonna use this color. I'm actually going to mix it with the Banana shade just to kind of like tone it down a little bit. I'm just kind of like tapping back and forth between those two powders. I kind of like that you can like see my tiny little freckles. I don't really have any freckles, but I have a little bit, and I think it's cute that when you can see them. It just makes your like makeup look so much more natural when you can see like little, I mean, call that what you will. I don't think freckles are imperfections, but when you can see like little imperfections coming through. I'm gonna do the same thing to my jawline. I'm trying to tone this down a little bit lately. I say lately, I haven't done my makeup in like weeks and weeks. Now I'm gonna do my nose. I'm gonna do the same thing, tapping back and forth between those shades to kind of create like my custom contour shade. And I've actually really been enjoying contouring with powder recently. I feel like it has been creating like just a much more natural look. I'm gonna do my lips too. Super unnecessary, but like it's just part of my routine. So obviously, like if you're gonna, like you don't necessarily have to contour, you could just go in with bronzer, but I like to add a little bit of definition to the face before I go in and warm it up. So for bronzer, I'm gonna use the M405 brush by Morphe, and I'm gonna use BH Cosmetics Golden Gal. This is my favorite bronzer if you are fair and olive. I just love this bronzer. I think it's fantastic. Now that my roots are so long, I don't have to be as delicate about my bronzer, but I do have a hair appointment coming up, which is, I can't wait. Look at this shit. Like, are you kidding me? Okay, I'm gonna do my brows really quickly. So I'm gonna sketch them out. You guys know this deal. I'm gonna sketch them out with the Maybelline Ultra Brow Slim Defining Pencil. This is in the shade Light Blonde. And I'm just wondering if I can use that concealer to like clean it up and it'll make a difference. I don't really know, so I'm gonna try. I'm gonna use this guy by BH Cosmetics, number 9. It's just a flat brush. I don't know if this is really gonna make a difference, but I usually clean up just to kind of like define. I don't know, maybe that did something. And then we'll finish filling them in a little bit later with a brow pen. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like that did very much, but it's fine. Okay. I kind of want to do my eyes before I finish off the face, so I'm going to be using this palette right here because I haven't given it a good shot. I've only used it like a couple times. This is the Gay Bestie palette by Camarillo Beauty.
Hey Brad, you're gonna slay this look. Today is your day, so everything and anything you do is gonna be amazing.
So this is JC, is it JC Makeup Master on Instagram? He started his own line, which is called Camarillo Beauty, his last name. Anyway, this is a beautiful palette. I've only used like a couple shades from it, and I just want to play with this a little bit. So I'm going to start off with White Lies. I think that might be a little bit light, so I think I'm going to mix it with Girl. So I'm going to use my Morphe M573 brush, this guy right here, which is kind of like a slightly larger blending brush, and I'm going to tap in between those two shades. Start going in above the crease. Last time I wore AirPods in a video, some of you got really mad at me, and then other ones wanted to know what I was listening to. I thought that was funny. So I'm gonna pick up just Girl on its own, and I'm gonna focus it like over here, outer corner. What I kind of like about this, because I didn't use a regular eyeshadow primer, I just used like a powder concealer to, you know, cancel out some of the pigment on my eye. It's making it so much easier to just create like a light wash of color, which I like. So your base is really going to dictate like the formula or how your eyeshadows are really going to pick up. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is using my my little man fingers, I'm going to pick up Work, this color right here, which is kind of like a bronze with some gold reflect in it. And I'm just going to pop this all over my lid. Tapping that right into my crease. All right, now I'm going to take the MAC 217, which is smaller than this Morphe brush that we used, a little bit more concentrated. And I'm going to, I think I'm going to mix Go For It, this dark brown, with Girl. Deepen up this area. Bringing it all the way in. And then I'm going to go back in with the first blending brush and just blend around those edges. I'm going to pick up a little bit more of Girl and White Lies, just that first like combo. And I'm going to bring it in here a little bit. All right, and then for my lower lash line, I think I'm going to start off with this Il Makiage pencil in Sylvester, I believe. It's kind of like a, I don't know, neutrally silvery, almost bronze. It's kind of interesting. I'm going to put this in my waterline. And then for the lower lash line, using my City Color CCB 103 brush, I'm going to pick up Go For It, that dark brown. And I'm just going to run it along, like right along my lower lash line. And then I'm going to mix Girl and White Lies. So I'm going to grab this flat brush by Japanesque, flat brush, angled angled brush by whatever, Japanesque. And then using Go For It, the dark brown shade in the palette, I'm going to create a wing on the outer and also on the inner corners. So if you saw my Bella Hadid Fox Eye makeup tutorial, I'm going to do something kind of similar to that. If you're afraid of wings, by the way, using just like a dark eyeshadow is a great way to practice because there's just a lot more room for fixing mistakes. And then I'm going to do a similar thing on the inner corner, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus it on the lower part of my eye rather than taking it like right from the inner corner. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm just going to show you, but I'm just going to show you. Kind of helps to give the illusion of like more of a cat eye without making your eyes look like super crazy. Although I think my eyes do look super crazy right now, but it's fine. All right, I'm going to move on to blush and highlight before we do the brows and lashes. So for blush, this is the Paradise Blush by L'Oreal. Just Curious is the shade, but it's just like a really nice peach. I'm actually gonna go in over top of that with this from Becca. This is the Own Your Light Skin Perfecting Shimmer, whatever the fuck. You can see it's kind of got like a peachy, warm, and then like pink reflect. I don't know, but I'm just gonna use that same brush. I'm gonna pop this like right over that. Okay, so that's all. I mean, there's a little bit of a highlighter, but I'm gonna use another highlighter. I don't really know what. Oh no. Oh, I've been sitting on a lip liner. Oh God. Oh, we'll deal with that later. It's gonna be a problem. All right, so I'm gonna go in with Becca Moonstone just because it's like a go-to, you know? And I'm applying that with a Wayne Goss brush. They're way too expensive. Like they're great, but they're way too expensive. Just high points, you know? I'm gonna soak my brows. All right, while those are drying, I'm gonna get back to that palette. And then I'm gonna grab Lit. Wait. Is that what I want? No, just kidding. I want to grab Beach. Oh, okay. This one. This shimmer right here. And I'm going to put that on my inner corner above where we placed that little wing. I kind of feel like natural lashes are going to be the best look for this. So I think I'm just going to use a waterproof mascara. And my favorite is Lancome Monsieur Big waterproof. I take my lash curling very seriously when I am only using mascara. And then for my lower lashes, I'm actually going to use a different mascara. I'm going to use the Buxom, what is this called? Extrovert mascara. This is their collab with Ash K. Home, the makeup artist. She's fucking beautiful and it's annoying. But this is a ball mascara. It's messy, but it's really good. It makes your lashes look like so fucking long. I don't know why I like it for my lower lashes, but I do. I gotta get in. Yeah, I literally don't know how, but this mascara makes my lower lashes look like they go on for days and days and days. So it's a good one. All right, I want to finish off my brows. So for that, I'm going to be using the Lime Crime. How did that happen? I'm going to be using, seriously, where did that come from? Lime Crime Bushy Brow Precision Pen in Dirty Blonde. Isn't that bomb? Looks so natural. It's crazy. I love this brow pen. Also the best color for blondes. Let's do our lips. Okay, so I don't know. I don't want to just do a nude. I want to do something a little bit different, but you never know. I've got all these liquid lipsticks over here. All right, so I'm going to start off by lining my lips with Oak by MAC. It's crazy how cool toned Oak looks on some people, and I feel like it looks so warm on my lips. It's insane. I'm going to go in with Stone and just kind of go over that. Look like if Justin Bieber aged, if young Justin Bieber aged like 85 years. I guess this is turning into a nude lip, huh? I'm gonna use this shade by Lime Crime. This is in the shade Buffy. And I'm gonna just literally pat it on with my fingers. Then I'm gonna take Lime Crime Lulu, which is lighter, and I'm just going to pop a tiny bit in the center. All right, well, I guess this is it. I don't know how I feel about this because all I can see is the gray cast underneath my eyes. I feel like it kind of enhanced an exotic look for me. And I feel like typically, because I do look incredibly Russian, I'm not Russian, but I do look incredibly Russian. And when I usually do my makeup, the lip probably doesn't help, the colors that I use, you know what I mean? But I feel like I kind of tend to maybe commercialize my look a little bit more, getting rid of my under eye circles and like straightening my brows, which I did here. I didn't really do them very much differently, but I don't know. I'm intrigued by this, but I think it's going to take some getting used to. Like literally all I can see is how I see a gray cast underneath my eyes. So that's the biggest thing. Everything else I kind of like I kind of like how you can, like my skin looks a little bit softer. It's really just the center of my face. Like I feel like I typically like to contour my nose a little bit more because I'm not super wild about the shape of it. And then, you know, just my under eye circles, like I hate them so much. Especially since now my filler is like seriously on the way out. I'm just more like creasy under there. I really don't like that. But overall, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. I like the eye look that I created. Like it's very striking and it really makes my green eyes pop. This is basically a nude lip. Like I didn't do that much to not do a nude lip, but you know, I kind of like this color. It's sort of a throwback to like the dead corpsey colors that I used to love. But yeah, so that's a full face of powders right there. Let me know what you guys think. I would be happy to do a full face of creams. If you'd like to see that, so let me know. I definitely think that I prefer this for more natural looking makeup. I'm not super wild about like the lip and eye combo with the skin. Like it's fine, but it's not really my style. I don't love it. Also, I don't know how to stop overlining my lips. I'm probably just gonna do it forever. Yeah, that's it. Maybe this was enlightening for you. I definitely, if you are oily, I definitely recommend checking out powder foundations and even the powder concealer. If you don't have like as bad of dark circles as me, it's fine for like a very natural look, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I need more. I need more. Like I would never wear this to an event. You know what I mean? But it's fine. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. What do you think of powder foundation? And that's it. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one.